What's up, y'all? It's your boy B the Man. We are here with the Bad Boys podcast. Finally, a long time coming. Got my boys part of the podcast. Got my boy Mike B. Got my boy T. Thornton Talks Wrestling. How we doing, fellas?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, my brother. Ready to talk about some wrestling. This has been a long time coming. This has been 6 months, 6+ months talking about this very day right here.
Exactly.
We've been talking. We've been planning. You know, it's good that we finally finna get this ball rolling.
Yes, exactly. Lots of wrestling to talk about too. Lots of wrestling. Royal Rumble over there in Saudi. What did you guys think about it?
I called off work for it, and I wish I hadn't.
Oh boy, I thought the show was okay, but I have a lot of gripes about it. I got a lot of gripes about that show. We'll get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on it. Like a Royal Rumble always has a soft spot in my heart, like the unpredictability of it, like all of it. Like it has a soft spot in my heart. But Mike, like you were saying, it didn't quite like feel like Royal Rumble. Like a few things here and there just did not hit like it was supposed to.
Yeah, I agree. For one, I'm not big on the Saudi crowd. I know WWE is going to Saudi. WWE is after the money. We're at a point where WWE, as we know it, has shifted. It's been this way for the past few years. WWE is very much about the paychecks. The Saudi crowd doesn't do it for me. I understand them being there, but as a fan, 30+ years of WWE, it's a little disappointing in my opinion.
I had a lot of issues with the Rumble. If I were still rating the show, I'd probably give it a 2 stars for average. The build up was terrible. I hate the steps I gotta go through to watch it now. You know, I thought the women's Rumble was hot ass. Like the last 10 minutes were great, and the final 3 were pretty good. But like that don't change up for the 40 minutes of either being boring or frustrating. AJ and Gunther saved that show. I felt bad for Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. I thought Sami was going to be the most over person in the building, and then for some reason that turned out to be Brie Bella. Like, how did we get here? And then the men's Rumble was good until Brock Lesnar eliminated Oba Femi, and then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Thornton. The show overall decent at best for me. And Royal Rumble is my favorite event of the year. It's always been my favorite event of the year.
Same
but
for me.
This year, it wasn't it. And I'll get into the gripes when we start going match by match, but it just didn't feel right to me.
Yeah, for me, and my wife actually pointed it out, and I agree. The women's Royal Rumble seemed like way too fast-paced, and I think, Mike, you had mentioned that back on Saturday, too, for the Royal Rumble. Like, it felt a bit too fast-paced, and compared to the men's one, where, like, it was paced just right, but obviously we had a few spots, you know, all of us can agree on we didn't really rock with, like Brock eliminating Oba, him making Ilya... The way
he no-sold Ilya Dragunov. Like, how dare you?
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Like, no sell for Ilya. Like, come on, Brock. Like, but I think, what was it? Joe mentioned it. Like, hey, if Brock don't sell for you, if he like you, if he don't really rock at you, he's not gonna sell for you.
The problem is he don't like nobody.
Exactly. Yeah. No. That man is very much introverted. He don't like nobody.
I feel like the only person I can remember ever hearing that Brock had something positive to say about them, I want to say it was AJ Styles, that I've heard him say something about that. He did like working with AJ Styles. He wanted to work with AJ Styles. And I'm assuming he likes Roman Reigns just because John Cena, just because of those videos that we were seeing.
Him and Cena,
all the stars holding up the "You Can't See Me."
Yeah.
Brock being involved in that. But other than that, I can't think of Brock Lesnar liking a single soul.
Yeah.
Neither can I.
He's there to get his check and go home.
Yeah. Very much so. Where does he live? Saka something?
Saskatchewan?
Yes, Saskatchewan. Yeah. I always tell motherfuckers, he is not from Minnesota. That man be chilling in Canada. He's from North Dakota. We don't blame him here in Minnesota. Damn all that.
All right, let's try to break down the Rumble, y'all. Let's take it match by match. Who wants to Thornton, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. They
All
opened
right.
up with the women's rumble. Um, like I said, there was a lot of that match I did not like. I don't like how Becky Lynch bitched out Maxine Dupree. Like, I get it, you know, not every push works, but like the way she just took that girl out so unceremoniously. There was a lot of issues I had with the match. Number one, the theme, I didn't like them having to wear the bodysuits. It was a lot of girls I couldn't tell the difference in who they were. They did a better job here than they did on SmackDown, because on SmackDown it was a tag match with it was Charlotte and Alexa against the Judgment Day, and I swear to God, when Alexa and Liv Morgan were in the ring together, I couldn't tell the difference because you had two blonde women in two black bodysuits. They did a better job at the Rumble. Lola Vice didn't last long. Lash Legend had a very good performance. Lash Legend, Sol Ruka had a couple star-making performances. Like, they did right by the both of them. Sol Ruka had her exciting spots. Lash Legend got some big eliminations, mainly Charlotte Flair and both Bellas. You know, the Saudis didn't like that. I did not like Natalia, of all people, eliminating Becky Lynch just puzzled me because, like, Natty been in W for almost 20 years now. At no point has anybody ever given a fuck about the way they book her. The fact that she's ever won a world championship is nothing short of a miracle, because the other 99% of her career, she's been a joke, which is a shame because she's an excellent wrestler. There was no AJ. Bianca Belair's hand has to be like damn near falling off her wrist if she wasn't able to come back in time, because like baby girl been gone since April. I don't know why AJ Lee wasn't in the Rumble. Like, you would think this would be the time to kickstart her feud with Becky Lynch because you know it's coming. That Brie Bella getting the biggest pop of the night probably annoyed me almost more than anything. But the final three was really good. It was Tiffany Stratton, Sol Ruka, and Liv Morgan. Sol Ruka deserved to get eliminated. I don't know who said it, but they said Sol Ruka deserved to get eliminated for trying the Soul Snatcher on the apron, because even if you did succeed at that, I don't think you would have liked the landing. So good on Tiffany to yeet her out the ring, and then Liv got the oblivion, and there goes Tiffany. Good for Liv Morgan. I'm not her biggest fan, but I will give her her props. She has put in the work. She has suffered several big injuries because she's only 31, but she's put in the work, and I think it's a good opportunity. She's put in the work. She's gotten over. People enjoy her. You know, good for her. Was it my choice? No, but do I understand? Yeah. Rumble was ass though. That and the shitty ass theme music. I listen to Zelina's music and I'm like, bro, who the hell is this? If you don't look on the screen to see their name, you don't even know who's coming out.
Yep. So I'm in agreement. I was not a fan of the women's Rumble match. That was it was my least favorite match of the whole show. The pacing was absolutely ridiculous to me. Nothing had time to fester. Nothing had time to, just organically grab our attention. Everything was so fast paced. I know that the Rumble has always been 2 minutes in between entrants. It felt like 30 seconds for some reason during this match. Um, the thing that I like the most about the women's Royal Rumble, it's Lash Legend. They booked her like a absolute monster in the women's division, and I do think that she's going to have a big 2026. So I did like seeing that. I am happy for Liv. I'm not the biggest Liv fan, much like Thornton, but I'm happy to see her get that Rumble victory. I know she's been second place, like 2 years in a row or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Always the bridesmaid,
Yeah.
never the bride.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, I'm glad to see her get that victory. I stand by what I said in Naw. For those of you who are watching who don't know what Naw is, that's how we even have gotten together as a faction inside of a faction, kind of. But I still stand by that the Royal Rumble should be won by people who are, right there about to break through into the main event, but are unable to do it through traditional storytelling. And that's been my big thing about the Rumble here lately. Liv Morgan is already there. you can write her into the main event and it would make sense. Nobody would think anything twice about it. I did want somebody like a Roxanne Perez or a Chelsea Green to win it, who I do feel are right there, but just cannot get pushed in there. Of course, we all know what Michael P.S. Hayes has said about Chelsea Green, so that kind of explains a little bit. I won't go into too much detail about that. But happy to see Liv win. I didn't like the pacing of the match. Absolutely loved how they booked a Lash Legend. I have no clue why Brie Bella is back.
One reason.
Yeah, so to go off of what you guys are saying, the Women's Royal Rumble, I definitely am on the fence about it. Like, I enjoyed it in aspects, like you guys covered it real well. I think I'll kind of go into the positive first. I'd say what I really enjoyed about it was that at least within the match itself, we got to see fresh interactions and we got to see women interact who haven't interacted before, and it at least made it feel fresh versus previous years where we have like, you know, half legends, alumni come through. We actually had a roster of like all active women on the roster, so it felt refreshing in that sense. So it was nice to see actual people on the rosters interact with each other. You know, you guys covered it about Lash. She absolutely killed it. Soul Ruka did her thing. Y'all know I hate her, but I'm gonna give her props here. Planky is what Stacey Jane. I'm gonna give her props. Y'all know I don't rock with her, but I'm gonna give her props. So it was good to see, you know, the newer women in there doing their thing.
How dare you be good?
I gotta start this off right.
I'm glad that you brought up JC Jane because that's something that I meant to say when I was talking.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of JC Jane either, but she is the NXT Women's Champion. So
unfortunately,
I am glad to see that they called up the NXT Women's Champion, who should be looked at as the next person to go into the main roster women's division. Now, granted, as JC Jane, not a big fan of hers. I don't like the way she wrestles, don't like her persona, but she is the NXT Women's Champion, and I was glad to see her enter the Rumble and get some reps in with some of the main roster women.
Yeah, no, most definitely. There was something else I was gonna say to kind of add to that. You know, not only did she, you know, again, for her being champion, she looked good in there and she actually could hold her own. You know, in terms of Liv winning, I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first. I really didn't, because like you said, Mike, to your point, Liv was already there. We got Roxanne nipping at the bit, and you know, Roxanne was runner up last year, so I was convinced Roxanne had a shot this year, especially with the Judgment Day storylines. I thought Roxanne was going to take it, Jordan Grace, you know, someone who's like right there who could really elevate to that next level with, you know, the Rumble like Jay did last year. So I wasn't happy when Liv won it, but John said something on Monday that made me think like, damn, why didn't I see this coming? Y'all remember the WrestleMania promo that they showed that they didn't have Liv in originally, but then when she came
Once
back,
she came back, they made sure they put her in there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And John was saying on Monday that stuff was in front of us the whole time. Like
they let you know she's gonna be in that mix.
Exactly. So I was thinking, like, man, why did I not think about that? So it made me a little less mad. Like, all right, they did have it in front of our faces since she's been back.
And you know, one big thing about Liv, even though I know neither one of us three are her biggest fan, but the thing about Liv, she has an enormous fan base. She does.
Yeah.
She has a huge fan base. And she's probably on par, maybe not as big, but she's probably on par with Charlotte as far as her fan base goes. And
it's a good point.
Like we've been pretty much saying, you know, post Rumble, WrestleMania is back in Las Vegas. They're gonna put butts in seats. They're looking to get the ESPN subscriptions up. You know, get the celebrities out there and everything. And Liv Morgan she was probably the only one in the Rumble aside from Charlotte that, you know, would have done that.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea Ripley could have too, but nobody wants Rhea Ripley to win. We don't want Rhea Ripley to win the Royal Rumble. Like, Rhea winning would have been about as bad as Cody winning.
I see what you're saying with that. I'll agree with that. And y'all know I rock with Cody heavy, but I agree with that.
Yeah, Rhea, as a fan of hers, was very much forced down our throats for like 2 years straight.
I
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. Just that she got over and she's become the face of the division, but she don't need the championship right now, especially because there's a much more important story to tell with her regarding Mania, and I think they're gonna go there, or at least I'm hoping they are.
I'm lost with that one. Which way
So
do you think they're going with her?
I
so
think
the Bella Twins are back for one reason and one reason only. They're
yes.
winning the
Yeah.
tag titles at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
However, that cannot come at the expense of Rio. Rhea and Io are not going to Mania as tag team champions to drop them shits to the Bellas. They better fucking not. I think that they're going to lose the championships probably to Raquel and Roxanne,
That's what I
and
was
then the
hoping you
Bellas
wouldn't
are going to
say.
defeat, or the Bellas are going to the Bellas are going to challenge Raquel and Roxanne. Rhea and Io are going to beef with each other because, mind you, as great as Rhea Ripley is, to date, she has never beaten Io Sky.
Yep.
That's
And
There
I
is
true.
forgot
still a
all about
story to
that.
tell with that, and WrestleMania will be the perfect time to have that match.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely would.
And if it's anything like their Evolution clash, we're in for a show. Nobody has to be heel. It just, Rhea needs to, she's struggling to beat Io. And I think WrestleMania will be an opportune time to pay that story off.
I forgot all about that, to be honest.
Yeah, too. And actually, T, to add some extra theory to that about Judgment Day versus the Bellas, Liv was supposed to feud with Nikki before she got injured in that match she had with Kyrie. So there you go, right there. There's some continue.
I think the original plan was it was going to be the Bellas against Liv and Raquel at Evolution,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
but Liv got hurt.
Yep, I agree. I'm pretty sure that was the original plan.
Oh.
So
Yep. Okay. So there's going to be a lot to unfold as we head towards Vegas, pretty much.
there were a lot of stories told during the Rumble. I just didn't like the way that they were told in most cases.
I agree.
Yeah.
It felt like a lot was rushed. They were trying to jam pack a lot in within the Rumble matches themselves.
Yeah.
And usually they do, but it just felt way more rushed this year compared to past years.
Where you can't really process it or gain why it's important.
Exactly. Because the whole time I kept thinking, I'm like, what's missing from this, or what's different about this? And I think you put the nail on the head there. That's what was different. Nothing, you couldn't really absorb the in between stuff that's supposed to hint towards Chamber and Mania. We couldn't really pinpoint that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what was next? We had AJ Styles versus Gunther.
Yeah.
The saving grace of the show.
All right, Thornton, what'd you think about that match right there, bro?
This was everything the John Cena match should have been. Like AJ Styles, even at 48 years old, even towards the tail end of his career, is still one of the best in the world, bar none. And Gunther is in his prime, where like his ring work. Gunther's been one of the best wrestlers in the world for years now. He has ramped up his character work significantly over the last couple of years to the point where like his gimmick, and people be like, well, what's Gunther's personality? Gunther's a bully. He's a bully. He's he talks a whole bunch of shit about you and he beats you down. That's what a bully does. He'll taunt you, he'll talk shit about you, he'll beat you down, he'll kick you while you're down, he'll pick at the things that bother you, he'll go for your insecurities. Gunther is a bully. It worked. I figured it out when he was beefing with the Miz. I was like, Gunther is great, but what was his character? And then I realized when he was with the Miz and he was talking all that shit about, he's like, Miz was a lame dude in high school who wanted to be a WWE superstar. I'm like, oh my God, he's a bully. So Gunther and AJ, I don't like how fast they went to the match, but it's clear as that at this point, it had to be because AJ's ready to legit leave. Now I don't know if he's done for good or what, but I think he's done wrestling in WWE. And as much as I wish it would have happened at WrestleMania, for it to happen at the Royal Rumble, because remember, that's where he debuted 10 years ago. That fits in a way. The match was great. Probably the one thing I'll critique about it is when they do the spot where like the guy's in the chokehold and they'll like lift the arm up or whatever. they did the 3 times with Cena, but with AJ they just did it once. And
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
just be consistent about it. Like pick one or pick the other, but stay with it. You know.
And that was actually having the arm drop 3 times was something I remember from way back in the day. That was how they did it. And then
Yep.
for a number of years, it was just that one time. Then Cena, they went back to 3, and now they're back to 1. So yeah,
Yeah.
the consistency with that is
But
horrible.
other than that, the match was excellent.
So
Easily the
all
best
right,
match of
yeah,
the night.
that's exactly how I was going to start off. That was easily the match of the night for me. The AJ Styles has just been this last year, now that he's back in singles, or he was, but now that he was back in singles competition, it was clear that this man can still go the same way he was able to in 2006, 2007. It's like this man has not aged except for his hair being long. Um, Match was really good. Gunther, of course, almost every match I see with Gunther is incredible. And Gunther has a way of being an old school style of wrestler who looks like he should have been around when the Four Horsemen were at their most popular. And he wrestles that style and makes it look good in 2026. And I think I mentioned that in our group chat during, I think maybe after his match with Cena. Now, the one thing, the match was really good. This retirement, if AJ is really retiring and we don't ever see him in the ring again, it hurt me more than John Cena's did. I was much more a fan of AJ Styles than John Cena. I do appreciate everything Cena did for the business and everything like that, and I was sad to see him go, but I was just much more of a bigger fan of AJ Styles. So this one did touch me a little bit more. Now, the one thing that I don't like though, the match was great, like we said, it had the drama and everything like that towards the end. The one thing that I don't like though is this going to be Gunther's persona just moving forward? This career killer thing. We already see it on the graphic while he's walking to the ring. It clear as day, career killer on his little entrance and stuff behind him. Gunther is easily a main event guy, but if he keeps on putting these legends, these living legends, if he keeps on retiring them, it's going to get to a point where he becomes bigger than a world title. And where does he ever win a championship again? And at this point, John Cena, the face of WWE for the last 20 years, AJ Styles is the face of TNA to this day, and he hasn't even been in TNA in a number of years. And Goldberg, who ran WCW from about 1998 through about 2001, he pretty much ran WCW. These are 3 huge names that Gunther has retired, and it's where do we go from here with Gunther, who should be most important because he's the one that's still going to be in WWE for a number of years.
I
Right. And
I have I have no idea what his WrestleMania match will be.
yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like, to go back to what you guys were saying about AJ even retiring at Rumble, like, it makes all the sense in the world. I agree with you, T. Like, I thought the same thing, and even my wife asked me that, and I'm like, well, he debuted at Royal Rumble 2016, so it makes all the sense in the world. But just sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, it's reminiscent of Edge's final match against Sheamus. Like, I remember we were all surprised that Edge was wrestling Sheamus on SmackDown, even though it was in Toronto. Okay, great. But then not too long after, oh, Edge, Adam Copeland is in AEW. So I'm naturally thinking along with you guys, like, is he about to finish up in TNA? Like, I was just listening to some other podcasts earlier, Sirius XM dudes busted open, and some of them had the same theory. Like, is AJ about to pop up in TNA? Like, I wouldn't blame him, especially if he really has, this issue with how he's been booked under Triple H and stuff. I wouldn't really be too surprised, especially because it seems really rushed.
And see the thing with AJ, the past few years that AJ has been in WWE, they haven't given him anything prominent. So how many years ago was it that he was in a tag team with Omos? And sure, AJ, he was helping, or he attempted to help get Omos on the map and everything like that. We see what happened. And then like as of late, recently, he was in a tag team with Dragon Lee. Not taking anything away from Dragon Lee. I think he's an amazing wrestler, but he's just not been booked very well in WWE, in my opinion. And
Agreed.
now
Yep,
AJ
I agree.
Styles is, a tag team partner with him, and in these tag team or in these trios matches with Penta and Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, and I'm just like, this is AJ Styles. Like, why has this
Exactly.
guy not had a world title match up until Raw last week or the week before this most recent Raw?
I
When he
believe
went
the
against
last one he challenged Cody for the title twice. That was back in 2024. Yeah, he had the crazy match at Backlash where like the crowd
Oh
was so
yeah,
loud in France that like the camera was shaking. And then they had the I Quit match at Clash at the Castle. So I think that was his last and then he got injured shortly after. I think those
yeah.
were the last title matches he had. He had 3 title matches that year. I think he was it was the Fatal 4-Way at the Rumble. It was
Yep, I
Roman,
was just
LA Knight,
that.
AJ, and Randy Orton.
yep.
So it's been
Yeah.
a couple years since his last world title.
Man, I'll say it like this. If AJ Styles goes to TNA, that would be like that homecoming moment. It'd be a feel good moment and everything like that.
Him and
But
Leon Slater.
if
Gotcha.
AJ went to
Mm.
AEW, I would understand why.
I agree.
It's 2 matches and only 2 matches that I want to see AJ Styles have in AEW.
Is it Kenny and Ospreay?
It's Kenny and Ospreay.
Yeah.
Ospreay because duh, and
Oh
Kenny
yeah.
because you can pay off the story of Kenny kicking AJ out of the Bullet Club.
Yep.
There's a
Yeah.
story you can tell with Kenny and AJ, especially because like I feel like Kenny took over that position of where AJ where he was like, I'm legit the best wrestler in the fucking world. The same way that Ospreay is trying to take that position from Kenny now. Like you're like, this is the best bell-to-bell wrestler in like the late 2000s. It's AJ. The early 2000s it's Kurt Angle or Chris Benoit or whatever the case may be. And then like in the mid 2010s it's like it's Kenny Omega. And then in like the late 2010s or the mid 2020s, now you got when everybody's like, who's the best wrestler in the world? You're like bell to bell. We're thinking Will Ospreay.
Yep.
So there's a story to tell between Kenny and AJ because of how. Remember, before when AJ left New Japan, Kenny kicked him out of the Bullet Club to take it over. AJ is not AJ's been in WWE that entire time. If he pops up in AEW, even if it's involving him turning heel, with him and the Young Bucks there and a couple of other Bullet Club members, there's a story to tell if AJ decides he wants to do that. I don't think he has to work a full year or a full-time program, but I would like to see the match for that reason.
Now there is something I do want to touch on it real quick, and Bryce, I think I mentioned it to you a few weeks ago. So with AJ being retired now, we don't know where he's going. He could very much stay with WWE and work some type of out of the ring job with them. He could be a manager. Now the only reason I'm bringing this part up is because as of late, over the past month or so, we've seen a number of interactions between Shinsuke Nakamura and Tama Tonga.
That's
They've been
right.
speaking in Japanese. We're trying to figure out what they're even saying. I think, Bryce, I think you were able to find their first interaction where somebody translated it into English.
Yeah. Yep. I found that on Twitter. Yep.
Essentially, it was Shinsuke Nakamura telling Tama Tonga, hey, you're not the same person that you were when we were in Japan. You've lost yourself. To me, that's not very combative. If anything, it sounds like it could possibly lead to some type of them joining each other at some point in the future. Of course, we got to get Tama Tonga out of this whole MFT situation for that to even work.
Yeah.
But I don't know, with them talking in Japanese and them bringing up being in New Japan together, I don't know if WWE has the balls to do it, but could there be some type of faction with former New Japan guys? And we know Tama Tonga was in Bullet Club while he was there with AJ as well. Not saying it's going to happen. That's probably a shot in the dark, but that's just something that did cross my mind.
The only question I have about that is who benefits from it. Nakamura is not anybody that I would put any serious booking power into, especially because physically he's washed.
The
for
strong
lack of
style
better term.
guys, they're all going through it right now.
Yeah.
Like his body, his time in New Japan, took his toll on his body. So clearly he left the WWE to get it, make more money, less bumps.
Yep.
He's done his money work. He's proven how good he was in his prime. And, he knows this is as good as it gets for him. So I don't really see how him starting a faction of any kind or whatever would benefit him, especially because Tama Tonga's around the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
The only thing with Tama is that Tama didn't wrestle that same style as Shinsuke. So Tama he probably has a safer wrestling style. But I guess to answer Thornton, the only one who would benefit from that is Tama. And the only way that he would fully benefit is depending on how he would split from Solo. If they were to go that route, like he would have to beat Solo like in convincing fashion. Because right now he just looks like, the yes man.
I mean, he's Solo's goons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the MFTs are. They're the Timu bloodline.
Yeah.
I do have a theory to that, Mike. I think if for some reason they lost the titles back to the Wyatt family and Tama took the pin and Solo got pissed at Tama, then I could see that happening of Tama joining up with Shinsuke, getting back to where he once was. I think that would be
and that's another thing. And not to get away from Rumble too much, but is Tama Tonga even one half of the tag champions anymore? Because Solo put both those titles on what do they call it? On Hikuleo? What do they call Hikuleo
I think
now?
they're operating off the Freebird rule.
Kala Tonga.
Yeah.
So I think technically the entire group counts as a champion.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we could get to that when we talk about SmackDown later on.
Yeah.
Back to the Rumble. AJ and Gunther was awesome. What was the next match? Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. I felt bad for them because this was the cool down match. And you would think that Saudi Arabia would fuck with Sami Zayn heavily. They were not. Either they were tired, they were blown up from Gunther and AJ, or it was a couple things that hurt that match. Number one, it was the fact that it came after Gunther and AJ. Number two, Sami Zayn went in 11-0 against Drew McIntyre. And Drew just won the title. Anyone who watches the show at all, if you bet on Sami Zayn to win that match, whatever money you bet, you deserve to lose.
Bryce.
Because he had no chance. Like a year ago, when they first announced the Rumble in Saudi Arabia, I was like, Sammy's gonna win the Rumble. And then, come some 9 months later and they ain't done nothing they did everything to stomp that confidence out of me. And Sammy's talking all this, I'm going to be the champion. I'm going to be the champion. I thought it was weird when he came back to Raw talking about, I'm going to be the world champion. And then like days later, he's drafted onto SmackDown and he wins the U.S. title. And I'm like, what? Wait, what are we doing? Then, him and Drew, and he goes 12-0 with Drew. The match was fine. The ring work was fine. It's just that there was no emotional investment.
Yeah, I agree. Like leading into the Rumble, I never expected Sammy to win. On my predictions, I picked Drew McIntyre, but I thought that Sammy was going to get a much bigger pop than what he did. The crowd was still, by that point of the night, Brie Bella had the biggest pop still at that point in the night. And like Thornton mentioned, they could have been blown up because, AJ Styles and Gunther was an amazing match. But also, I know that Rumble started, I think it was at 1 p.m. my time, Central Time.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be
7 o'clock there.
Oh, I thought it was
no. It was way later.
Like 10. It started at 10.
The Rumble ended at like 2 in the morning, Saudi time.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were there. They were probably sleepy. Like you had people piling in that building late as hell.
And that's what I was thinking, that maybe that's why the match or the crowd just seemed so dead. And, I know some people disagree with what I'm about to say, but if a crowd is horrible, it makes a match seem worse than what it really is, because the match overall was good.
It hurts a lot of matches, especially a lot of the women in WWE, like that female undercard be hurting on Raw and SmackDown, bro.
Yep.
Oh,
because
big time.
Sami Zayn, he has proven time and time again that he is your utility guy. He can go out there and give you a very good match against anybody.
Exactly.
He just doesn't win. He never wins a big one. That's the issue that's going
I
on.
think like the fact that he's tried so many times and he's never done it, it's like, yeah, you can tell an underdog story like that, but at some point you have to pay it off. The man is
Yep.
going to be 42 come next year when WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. Like, how are
Yep.
you gonna? You have to. They have an entire year. If the plan is for Sam, and I think it is, or at least in somebody's eyes, it is to have Sammy win the WWE Championship or World Championship at WrestleMania when it goes to Saudi Arabia next year. If you're gonna do that, you have an entire year to revamp your booking of Sami Zayn and make us believe in him. He's a guy who I want to see succeed, but the way that he is booked tells me that you're a choke artist.
Yep. We cannot keep having Sammy. Sammy at some point needs to come off like a credible threat. Not just, oh, I won this fatal 4-way. Now I'm in this match again. Like, he has to be able to win singles matches.
Not just a
some
contender.
Of the bigger guys.
Not a contender. I need to be. You need to make me believe that he's going to be able to do this. Or when he finally does do it, we're going to be going. That's it.
Because right now, Sammy's only claim to fame was being part of the Bloodline story, which was the biggest story in professional wrestling history.
He's had some career highlights. Like his NXT run was obviously awesome. Everything him and Kevin Owens ever did together. The Bloodline run. Even though I stand by it, it should have been Chad Gable. He did take in Gunther's Intercontinental title win.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Is that my worry is that since he's beat Gunther, he's had these few things here and there, and they're possibly trying to stall it out till next year's Mania in Saudi. That Sammy is going to lose so much steam that people ain't going to care. Like we've seen it happen so many times over the years.
Yep.
Braun Strowman.
Perfect example.
And we got to call a spade. Next year, for Sammy to go to WrestleMania next year and hope that the crowd is still behind him it's gonna be too late.
It's wishful thinking at best.
There is, and I guess once we get to the end of Rumble, I'll say how I feel about this whole Saudi situation. But Sammy, it would be too late next year, and I would have a whole lot to say if we had to wait and go through this whole another year of this underdog story for him to go and win it next year at Mania when we're all probably on Joe G status at that point, and we're like, we've given up on the guy.
The same underdog story they've been telling for almost a decade. Like, bro, at some point people get tired. Like it's like you see this cute girl and you liked her when you were 17. Now you're both 27 and everybody's looking at you like you're crazy when you're still trying to take your shot at her and she done shot you down 1,000 times.
You know what underdog story works? Do y'all remember Kofi Mania?
Oh,
that underdog story works. And it took a matter of like 2 months to get him into the WrestleMania main event.
He had been a mid-carder his entire goddamn career. And then all of a sudden, one hot night in the Elimination Chamber, and they had us hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That night led to one of the most amazing tag team gauntlet matches I've ever seen, with one of the biggest moments, I think, in tag team history with the Usos. What did they
where the Usos were just like, we respect y'all, we rooting for Kofi, we forfeit.
Yep.
Like,
they were like, we out, we forfeit.
How do y'all have the tag team champions forfeit in a gauntlet match and you have fans cheer for that?
Yep.
Exactly. It's major. Man.
And then where do we go with Drew from here? I know we have to wait for the elimination chamber.
Drew ain't done with Cody. I think the match for Mania it's Drew, Cody, Jacob, and Randy Orton.
Oh, a fatal 4-way. I didn't even think about Randy. I was just thinking Drew, Cody, and Jacob.
I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do with Randy.
Well, Randy was Randy final 2? No,
he was in the final 4. He was in the final four in the Rumble. Because Roman threw out Logan Paul, and then Gunther threw out Randy Orton. So he was in the final 3.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Gunther and Roman were the final 2. I couldn't remember that.
So they're gonna start the. Oh my God, Brody King just beat MJF. I was wondering why the main event started at 9:00. Hangman walked down, MJF got distracted, and Brody pinned MJF with the Gonzo bomb. I mean, not how I would have done it, but I guess that's how Brody gets his title shot at Grand Slam.
Mm. Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to get there, and I'm like, all right, I can't imagine Brody not beating MJF. But I'm like, how the hell are they getting there?
I thought it was going to be I thought he was going to get
eliminator matches.
Yeah.
So wait, I thought Andrade was facing MJF at Grand Slam.
Okay, so Andrade's facing Hangman at Grand Slam. Whoever wins that match challenges for the world title at Revolution.
There we go. Okay.
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 So
I was confused.
And Andrade's jumping Brody. And Brody no-sold him. Andrade bust him with the elbow. So now Andrade's letting them know, all right, Andrade got MJF with the DM. I don't like the way that they beat MJF like that. That's your world champ. And Hangman with the buckshot on Andrade. I don't like the way they beat MJF like that. But AEW on AEW. But yeah, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked.
Oh no, you all good. You all good.
We were talking about
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. I think because clearly Drew is not done with Cody. Because the fact that Drew won the title from Cody and he has not stopped fucking with him since. He jumped him at Saturday night's main event. He eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. Like, I know being petty is part of Drew McIntyre's character, but like, bro, you won't let this go, and then you're gonna be real mad when he gets another shot at your belt and wins the title back. Whatever the match may be, it can't be Drew and Cody one-on-one.
No.
Yeah, not one-on-one, no.
They have been feuding for the past 6 months, and Drew has only won one of those matches. I'm good.
Yeah.
Statlander's defending title against Tekla next week. Oh shit!
If we end up in a 4-way, I wonder what that means for Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber, of course, is only going to have one winner.
Right.
They're going to have to tell some type of story to get us to that 4-way, and whoever wins that chamber match is going to have to be really mad leading into Mania. Going from a
gotta be Cody, man, because a mad Cody that brings some shit out of
a mad Cody put Kevin Owens on the show.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
The world ain't ready for
Cody's on that cusp of being heel, and I just wish they would go one way or the other. Turn him heel or have him all the way babyface.
The world ain't ready for Cody Lander, bro. The problem I have with Cody turning Cody heel, it can't happen right now. In order for Cody to turn heel, you need to have a top babyface in his place.
Exactly. And
every good hero needs a good villain to bounce off of. Likewise, every good villain needs a good hero to bounce off.
Yep. And it can't be Randy or Jacob.
It can't be Jacob. Jacob was a pop-up. I won't write Jacob off. It can't be Randy. Jacob maybe. Randy's it don't need to be Randy. But I think for Jacob,
I don't see Jacob just being a not the type of baby face that I think could replace Cody, just because of his mentality. He's on that cusp, and that's just him naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob was over because that's just who he is.
Yeah,
like you watch Jacob Fatu and you can believe in a character like Jacob. You can believe this is him. Like, dude walked out dressed like a whole blood on national television, looked at Cody and said, "You want to talk prison, boy? I'll show you prison."
Jacob just organically just got over. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
Yes. The best characters are your natural personality turned to 11, and that's what Jacob Fatu is.
Yes, all the time.
All right, so
no gas, all brakes.
Yeah, know what I mean?
We at least have a general idea of where we might be heading for that WWE Championship going into Mania. All right, what did y'all think about the men's Royal Rumble?
Oh man,
I liked it until Brock eliminated Obafemi.
I have a lot of issues with the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I again, like I've been saying, I loved the pacing of it. Like, the pacing felt more like a natural Rumble that we're used to seeing, especially in recent years.
Yep.
I feel like certain things didn't get the breathe as much. Brock and Oba being the main one, the whole we gotta start with this, the hooded man, the case of another hooded motherfucker
Another
is
hooded
attacking
motherfucker.
somebody
Like first of all, they screwed the Rumble over the day before it because I don't know if y'all were watching the live SmackDown feed when it was on Netflix on Friday. VPN gang.
Oh, when it got exposed that Braun was supposed to be number 1.
Yeah, it was during
I saw a
Fraxium
picture
entrance.
of it later on, and I was like, "Oh, okay," because John referenced it in the chat, and I'm like,
See, and I missed that, and I was watching on a VPN, and I missed.
Yeah, they made sure to take it off of the. They made sure to take it off of the USA broadcast, but on Netflix, somebody got yelled at for that shit. So they had to change. Had to change some booking plans on the fly, and
which really wasn't even a big change because all he did was go from 1 to 2, which might as well be the same number.
Might as well be the same
for
thing
the Royal Rumble.
As far as who the hooded man is, it's obviously not Seth Rollins.
No.
I believe whoever it is in service to Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I still think Theory is working for Seth Rollins also.
Rollins, I think, is going to be back in time for Mania.
Initially, I thought it was Finn Balor. Initially, I did think that. But once I got I saw it pause, and I was like, no, that's not Balor.
Finn Balor is way too small.
Yeah. And the only reason I thought it was Finn Balor is because Finn Balor, he's about to start doing some crazy stuff, I think, to get into that world title scene.
I think so, too.
He's not going to get there by Mania, but I just think that he's going to start doing some wild stuff.
I think Finn is Punk's holdover challenger. Finn is going to challenge Punk at Elimination Chamber.
I could
give Punk something to do because, like, Punk and Roman are set, but Mania is still 2.5 months away.
Yeah,
exactly.
Elimination Chamber is just gonna give Punk something to do until then. Because you think we're gonna see Roman Reigns on Raw next week?
No.
I
don't even think we'll see him at the Chamber.
We're not gonna see him until after the Chamber. Yeah, I bet you that is because they was talking all this crazy nonsense. Hunter said at the press conference after the Rumble, he's like, "Yeah, Roman's gonna take some time to think about his decision," and then he announces it two nights later on Raw.
Time? What time? Like, that was quick as hell.
And same thing, what time, Liv said on that post Rumble show, I'm going to take some time to think about it. And then pretty much made it clear that she's going for Stephanie.
She's going for Stephanie for Kurt.
Right.
Honestly, Liv winning the Rumble made me think for a split second that Raquel might win the title from Stephanie.
I was thinking that too.
Just because, like, after the way Liv eliminated Raquel in the Rumble, which when you think about it, Raquel already had the title shot, so her being in the Rumble didn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Another reason why they could have just did the title match at the Rumble, but that means they have to have more than 4 matches on a PLE. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
I will say, going back to that hooded figure, whoever it was that attacked Braun Breaker, they can't let that sit for too long. I think that's one of those things you need to reveal who it is.
I think it's Logan Paul. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the pause of it. Like, there's a few pictures of it on Twitter and social media, but looking close, it looks like it was Logan Paul.
And I think that's why there's a theory running around that it could be Jake Paul also.
No,
because
I've been seeing that.
Absolutely not.
Hell, fuck no.
I gotta deal with one Paul brother on Raw. I don't need 2, bro. Absolutely. No. Nah, bro.
I hope it's not, but oh my gosh.
What, you get knocked out in a real fight, now you want to go to a fake fight? Boy, fuck you. Absolutely not.
Oh, man. Okay, so what did y'all think about
that nonsense?
What did y'all think about Oba's performance in the Rumble?
Oh, man.
He lasted and he did well, but I would have. The only thing I wanted out of Oba in the Rumble, I didn't want him to win. That'd be too much too fast. But I would appreciate it if it happened. I asked for one thing and one thing only. Oba eliminates Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not only did that not happen, Brock eliminated Oba, and that's when the Rumble fell apart to me. Yep. Because right after Brock eliminates Oba, you got Jey Uso doing this long, obnoxiously long, beat-ass entrance the point where they barely catch Cody and LA Knight eliminated Brock Lesnar on camera.
Which I thought was such a big mistake. Like, first off, why even do that spot there in the Rumble? Second off, why did we almost miss a whole ass elimination? Like, what's
because
going
Jay
on.
took forever in his fucking entrance.
And I don't think that was scripted. I think Jay just took forever.
I
to
think
come
he
out.
genuinely took for fucking ever. Look,
Yeah.
I love Jey Uso. I was all
I do
for.
too.
Yeah.
It wasn't my idea, but I was like, you know what, Jay in the main event, that's fresh. He's over.
Yeah.
He's over. Give him a shot. He's put in the work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the reign happened, and it didn't really go too well. Okay, you can't win them all. At least you tried. I can live with that. But I don't mind him running it back and everything. But like, bro, this is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
This
same thing
is one of the
happened
most
at
important matches of the year. We've already
War
got
Games.
fucking Mr. Iguana and LA and La Parka in there. Finn Balor can't get a fucking spot. I don't know when the fuck they made the call to put Mr. Iguana in there and his fucking puppet. But like Jay's doing this obnoxiously long entrance that Brock Lesnar gets eliminated during it.
Yeah, that was crazy to me. I'm like, huh?
I think that the entrance, the Jey Uso's entrance is one of the best right now. With him coming through the crowd, eating with the crowd, and everything. That one was entirely too long. The run it back, and I'm a huge Jey
Doing
Uso
too
fan.
much.
I'm a huge Jey
Yeah.
Uso fan, but
Yeah,
the
me
running
too.
it back thing is played out at this point. I was fed up when they did the run it back during the War Games.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we got War Games.
I hate that.
And he was fucking humping the top of the cage.
Yeah.
Like, what the
right,
was
like
just for
hurry that up.
the beginning of Brock Lesnar's theme song, that thing to come on, and Jay just to turn around looking like he just saw a ghost or something like that. Like
I think I checked out on the run it
like
back
that
gag when he did it in the middle of that gauntlet match on Raw. I think it was back in August or whatever. He's fighting Braun Breaker. It was him fighting Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker charges at him. Jay sidesteps him, and Braun flies out the ring. And then Jay's like, run it back. I'm like, nigga, you are in the middle of a match. What the fuck?
Yeah, I remember that too. I'm like, oh, like you gotta finish the match, bro.
Doing it during your promo was one thing.
Yeah.
One thing. But in the middle of a match?
Right.
And then Roman Reigns doing his little thing. Hey, let's run it back.
I thought Roman was fun. I thought Roman was funny. He's like, yeah, let's run it back. Man, you put that stupid shit.
Yeah, I love that.
Doing this, knowing that Jay is going to turn around, and Jay fell for it. I thought Jay looked stupid.
Like, shut
yeah,
up.
he did.
Yes. This is the man who won the Royal Rumble last year.
Yep.
Like, give him some credit. And like, Jay, the Rumble Jay won was a star-studded Rumble. We talking about a Royal Rumble that had John Cena, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
All them big names in the Rumble. And Jay came out on top of that pile. And what's he doing a year later?
And I've been against the IWC when it comes to Jey Uso. I feel like they were giving him too much crap and everything like that.
I agree.
But between War Games and now what happened at Rumble with Roman attacking him, doing the run it back thing, I think that Jay, they have him there for that fan interaction and everything like that. They love to see it, but he's not being booked serious. And this is a former world heavyweight champion at this point.
Yeah.
He's just not being booked serious.
There's nothing wrong with him being a fun babyface, but like at some point, bro, you got to get with the program.
Yep.
It almost makes me wonder if they were kind of catering to Saudi a little bit with having Jay run it back, because that seems something to kind of fit with them and trying to pander to the crowd, which kind of goes to what Lance Storm was saying in his quote earlier. I don't know if y'all saw that, but Lance Storm was just saying how WWE focuses on that crowd reaction way too much, and I almost wonder if that was a case there where they did that way too much with Jay back at the Rumble, and it made Jay look goofy as a result of it.
They want their big pop.
Yeah.
And Jay's gonna get a pop every time. You don't have to go through all the extras. He already walks through the crowd. He dances with the crowd. He kisses the babies and everything. You're gonna get that pop.
He's got the cool theme music. Like
the glasses, the shirts, they sell like wildfire.
You have everything you need. You're doing too much with it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge Jey Uso fan saying that. It's starting to become too much.
Yeah.
And the more that happens, the more I don't want him near the main event.
Yeah, and then what happened to Crash Out Jey Uso? Like, they had been building that character over several months, and then they just nixed it.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if that's a part of Jimmy being out, assumingly, help out with Naomi and her stuff, because Jimmy ain't been around for damn near a month.
If that was the case, why put the fucking tag titles on?
That's what I've been wondering. I'm like, if y'all knew Jimmy was likely gonna be out taking care of his wife with the pregnancy, like, why not change course?
Yep.
Like, y'all could have had some other team beat AJ and Dragon Lee.
And Jimmy Uso is the modern day Matt Hardy. When the Hardy Boys split and Jeff Hardy got superstardom, that's who Jey Uso is right now.
He's the Marty Jannetty of the team.
Yep.
Jimmy is. It's sad that I hate that we have to come back to that reference, but like it is what it is. You know, he's Marty Jannetty without the being weird as shit.
Yep. And they're twins. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think that Jimmy is a better singles wrestler than Jey is.
Yep.
Jey is not that strong of a singles wrestler. If you put him in there with the right opponent and the right story, he can give you a good match. But is he someone who can consistently do that? Not in my opinion.
Yep.
And I agree with
circling back to Ober real quick. I know we lost track.
Yeah, my bad. I gotta stop doing that.
Circling back to Ober, I wanted him to eliminate Brock Lesnar also. That was one of the things that I wanted. We didn't get that. And then I was like, okay, maybe he can come in and we can book him like a monster and he can break the single elimination record for Royal Rumble. He had 5.
He had 5. The record is I believe
13, I think.
13. Yeah, 13. Was that what was that? Brock in the 2020 Rumble?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, when he just ran through the fucking field. Yep. I mean, at least they were telling a story with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe he can do that. He didn't do that. And then he got eliminated by Brock Lesnar. And I was just like, I was like, okay, I'm just not getting anything that I want for
after
Royal Rumble.
After that particular sequence, the Rumble kind of died to me. Because like I first of all, I called Roman winning because I didn't care about the Rumble. I didn't care. I didn't like the build up. I didn't like that like nobody declared entry into the Rumble till 2 weeks before it. And that's midway through the month where it's January and y'all pretending like the Rumble ain't coming up. Like what are we doing?
Right.
Y'all were more focused on promoting Saturday night's main event than promoting the damn Royal Rumble.
See, and I actually didn't think Roman was going to win. I actually thought, because they hadn't announced all of the entrants to the Rumble prior to the show starting, and I thought that because I knew Sami was going to lose, or I predicted that Sami was going to lose, and I thought that he somehow was going to end up in the Rumble and win the Rumble in Saudi, and I thought that was going to be his feel good moment in Saudi, but we didn't see him for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
No.
Cody getting eliminated by Drew, and then the final the rest of the Rumble was a blur. You had the shit with Roman and Jey.
Mm-hmm.
The final 4, Gunther coming out at number 30 hurt.
I forgot that he was even in the Rumble. I forgot that he declared.
I forgot.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We were all like, all right, who's finna be number 30? Gunther. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Because but the first thing he did was declare into the Rumble and then AJ challenged him. And Gunther originally turned AJ down. He's like, I'm not gonna wrestle you and go in the Rumble on the same night. At least Gunther sold the leg thing. So
yeah.
I mean, but Gunther, you knew Gunther wasn't gonna win. So when it came down to the final 4, the Rumble was already over. Because it wasn't going to be Logan Paul.
No.
It did not need to be Randy Orton.
No.
The only way Orton would work is if Cody somehow gets the title back from Drew. But in order for that to happen, that would require us to have another Drew and Cody match, which I don't want to see either. So Orton was a no-go. It wasn't going to be Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Okay. And so process of elimination was it's Roman. And I didn't want it to be Roman. And there's a lot of problems with it being Roman. Even aside from that excellent promo last on Raw, there was a lot of problems I had with Roman winning the Royal Rumble. Number one, with the biggest being that it represents, it's the poster child for how creatively bankrupt they have become. That they've had to go back to the Roman well. Roman don't need to be. Yeah. Roman held the championship for 3.5 years. he don't never need to win another world title.
Nope.
So with him winning the Rumble, you run into two possible outcomes of WrestleMania, and both are problematic. Either he wins and you have a part-time champion, or he loses and you wasted another Rumble winner on a part-timer who didn't even win the damn title. So,
yep. And at this point, Roman is just bigger than either one of the titles.
Oh, absolutely.
You can give him his night one main event. If you wanted to have Roman and Punk throw down, like, that match sells itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I would have did was, I would have had Cody and Punk. Cody and Punk would have been the match out of books. I don't know, but both of them were champions, so that ain't gonna work.
Right.
Actually, the way I would have done that was I wouldn't have had Punk win the title. I'd have had Braun Breaker win the title from Punk at the beginning of the month, and then Punk wins the Rumble to go challenge Cody. Roman wins the Elimination Chamber to go challenge Braun Breaker, and then Braun Breaker beats Roman to retain the title. And now you've established Braun Breaker by putting him over CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and then you've got Cody and Punk, which is also another big match that they can do. Yep. So those would have been my two world title matches at WrestleMania.
And then now, like, it was nice to see LA Knight come back. He's the only notable return, I think, from the men's Royal Rumble. Yeah. But I don't think he was going to win. But it looks like we're going through another probably 3 months of him and the Vision attacking each other back and forth.
Yep.
Leading into Mania, which we don't know what the match is going to be unless is it going to be him versus Bronson Reed?
It'll probably be like I'm thinking some sort of like six-man tag or something. Him and two other people. Him and Mysterio and Dragon Lee against Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. They ain't done shit with that. Roman is actively pissed off about that. Like, from his interviews, he's clearly irritated that they haven't done anything with Bronson Reed. He's like, bro, I put this man over. Y'all are making it mean nothing. Don't do that.
Yeah. And that's what Vitia was saying the other night, and I agree that win that Bronson Reed got against Roman means nothing now. They didn't do nothing to follow up with him. Yeah, they didn't. They had no follow up.
Braun Breaker should have been champion by now. It should have been him, winning that battle royale and then going to Saturday Night's main event to win the title. Like, he just ruined Seth Rollins. And now you got your top faction.
And
what's the best way to make that? If we're keeping
it all the way honest, Bronson Reed needs his flowers. This, for one, he beat Roman Reigns. He was involved in one of the biggest War Games matches, which was the OG Bloodline versus the Solo Sikoa's Bloodline.
Yeah, where
he was involved in a high-profile match there.
He
broke his foot.
Yep.
So we're acting like Bronson Reed. But I'm not saying we're acting like that, but Bronson Reed he's been putting in work.
He's put in the work, and he's put in the moments.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some big moments, but you got to capitalize on that momentum. You can't just stall on and be like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's focus on something else. Yep. Like, no, make that mean something.
Right, because it's putting a hole in his momentum when they do something with him and then stop. Do something with him and then stop. You can't have him tsunami and dudes on cars if you ain't going to follow up with it. Like,
it reminds me of how Tony Khan used to book Wardlow. He'd have Wardlow do some epic shit, and then you wouldn't see Wardlow on TV for months on end. And I'm like, what?
And since we're already there, we can kind of lead into Raw. Since we're already kind of there with the current discussion, I'm trying to think what the main takeaways from Raw were. Of course, it was the promo.
Braun Breaker crashing out.
Yeah.
Stephanie beat Raquel in the street fight, which was not very good.
No.
Yeah, I watched that back just yesterday.
Whoever's decision it was to change her music, I want them fired.
Listen,
I want them homeless.
Def Rebel can kiss my ass, man. I'm so tired of them messing up themes. Now, I will give them credit. Natty's new theme for her Natty gimmick, fire. But Stephanie's theme, ass.
I haven't even listened to Natty's, but I realized on Twitter, I think I was just scrolling Twitter, but it seems like Stephanie didn't like the theme change either. Because a lot of people who have been saying stuff about it, she's been reposting their tweets or retweeting their tweets.
I think I read something. I don't know if it was an actual article or just somebody's Facebook post, but I think she at one point begged Shawn Michaels not to let them change her music because she
I
likes
saw
it a
that.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I don't understand why they do that.
I
Like
don't
theme
ever.
music is an important part of wrestling. It's an important part of
Yeah.
the presentation. You know,
Exactly.
where would Stone Cold be without the glass shattering? You know, where is The Rock
And
without
at
the
least
if
if
you
you're gonna change
smell?
it, at least make it something good. Like I can't imagine
Yes,
anybody
Yeah,
listening to
exactly.
that
Kit
and thinking
Wilson.
like, "Oh yeah, this is a fire theme song."
Kit
Right.
Wilson is over as fuck right now because of his
Definitely.
dumbass song.
And I hate
Unfortunately,
Personally
that one.
don't.
And I hate
I
that one.
personally
me too. I
don't like the
hate that
song, but
shit.
it is all the rage right now. Y'all
And I
could
hate
have
that.
did something with that in the Rumble.
I had to catch myself like 2 Fridays ago. I had to catch myself because I was about to Kit Wilson, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
"Hold on,
like,
no,
dude,
I
this
don't like this."
infectious ass bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Top 40 pop ass bullshit.
Disney
I-
Channel ass
I
song,
still
man.
stand behind that. The only really, really good one that caught me is Blake Monroe's theme song,
I
and I
do
think
like
it
I
fits her
do like
gimmick
Blake
Yeah,
perfectly.
Monroe's
that
theme.
is good.
It fits her character very well.
Yeah,
But like
It
it
does.
goes back to why like take it in comparison. Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa's theme music, his presentation, the way he debuted on AEW last week, badass. The
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
heartbeat, the song is called My Shadow Knows. It's sang by the guy who did Big Show's themes.
Yep, I was just watching the Instagram video about that the other day.
And the presentation made him look like he as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, this is a dangerous motherfucker.
Mhm.
Like the entrance music is so important. The presentation, the music, the vignette. You know, I wish they'd go back to entrance videos that didn't just show their name. Like show them what
Yeah.
moves they're doing. You know, so
Yep.
people know like, oh wow, that's really cool. You know.
Those old Titantron days before they got these big LED
Yeah.
boards.
Yeah, and they're
Miss
just like, well, just show the
Titan.
person's name. That's all they need to know. No, I don't need a name and a logo, bro. I need to see what this person is doing. You know,
Exactly. Some little clips here and there.
like what type of cool shit are they doing besides some AI design?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lost art form.
Very
But
much.
yeah, I wasn't a fan of Roman winning the Rumble, but I'm also at the point where what else were they gonna do?
Yeah.
And that was my thought too. Like they had the promo from he didn't declare. T, I remember you were pissed about that because he didn't even declare. But like when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, Roman's winning. Like because the presentation of him declaring with this package, didn't he have to declare? I'm like, well, it's a given now because no one else really seems that likely to win. So I was like,
Nobody gave a fuck about the Rumble until 2 weeks before. Like,
yeah, exactly.
which again, the build up to this was the worst Royal Rumble build I've ever seen. Like, I started watching in 03. Back then, they would have the Rumble. You know, you'd have the Rumble qualifying matches. You know, some people would declare entry,
yeah.
like the real big superstars like Kurt Angle did, but like the up and comers like Cena or Orton or Goldberg or whatever, they're fighting tooth and nail to go get a spot into the Rumble, and then it would make matches on TV, have stakes and purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
And
everybody
then
they just say, "Hey, I'm going into the Rumble."
and then if that's the case, why isn't everybody doing that? And why did it take y'all so long to do it in the first place?
Yep.
Exactly.
It's so lazy. There's no thought into it. No, it just seems it's just lazy, and that's what annoys me about it. Because like y'all can do better. Y'all talk
I'm
all
trying
this
to
nonsense about
remember
storytelling. You tell the laziest stories you can.
when did Adam Pierce? I'm trying to remember from Raw. Did Adam Pierce banish? Was it LA Knight that he said he had to leave the arena?
He took LA Knight out of the building after he jumped the Vision.
And then was it Paul Heyman that just had Bronson or not Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker leave?
Yeah, he had Braun leave.
He had Braun
Then
leave.
LA Knight is the one that showed up later on.
Yeah.
In the
to
evening.
go jump the rest of the Vision.
This stuff is
I
it's
don't know
all
where they're
over the place with that story, and I have no clue where they're trying to take us.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
confusing because even when I watched it back, I'm like, okay, wait, so LA got banned, Braun's walking out, but LA comes back, causes a count out win, so Bronson loses. I'm like,
I'm trying to
What?
figure out who called Adam Pearce a couple weeks ago and had him shitting bricks the way they did, because he sure ain't afraid no more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I've
there
been
has to be-
wondering
there
about
has
that.
to
What's
be
this
something
FAFO
coming out of
Heyman's
that.
talking about? I know what it means, but like, what is he what is he referencing? What is Adam Pearce referencing? It feels like there's a puppet master at play here, and I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Yeah. And this is even beyond. I know last year around Mania time, we had Orton was constantly coming out and RKOing Nick Aldis. But this situation with Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker seems even more personal than that.
That should have
Just with
paid off in
the
the match too.
Yeah, it should
the
have.
suspensions and getting kicked out of the buildings and coming back and just the arguments where
Like
Pierce is being treated as if he's going to fight Breaker at some point.
And it's like, Adam Pearce is a former wrestler. He's a former multiple-time NWA champion, but he hasn't been a full-time wrestler in almost in over a decade. He's clearly retired from the ring. So what are you paying this off with?
Yeah,
what is this leading to?
And a lot of this, what's going on with Braun Breaker, who I do see as one of the big stars in the next generation of WWE.
Agreed.
I
agree.
Keep going back to CM Punk winning that world title on Raw, and I'm wondering why it wasn't Breaker, because we have not moved. Breaker is at a standstill since then.
Agreed.
He's crashing out, and they're not doing anything with the crash outs.
He lost to Punk. He got eliminated first in the Rumble. Okay, like where is this going? You've had two big opportunities for him to shine. Where are they going?
It's
to
like,
be honest, it would have made a lot of sense if Breaker would have won the Rumble.
Oh, it's like they're almost trying to save him for Seth. It's almost like they're trying to buy their time.
I agree. I think the match is Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins.
Me too.
I think that's always been the plan, but Rollins got hurt.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Rollins,
there's no telling if he's going to be back by WrestleMania.
Here's what I think their original plan was. Rollins was going to hold the title going into Mania season. Braun Breaker was going to break free and win the Rumble, and then go after Rollins the same way Batista did to Triple H.
Yeah. Yep.
But Rollins got hurt, so now Breaker's got to stay healed, because you can tell the babyface reactions he's getting. He's going to be a huge babyface when he finally turns.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But I'll just be honest, and y'all might disagree, but I'm not, up until the promo on this past Monday's Raw, I've not been a huge fan of CM Punk's recent world title run.
It's a placeholder.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, and like I'm a big Punk fan, very big Punk fan, but it's okay. I feel like in aspects it could be better, but
I like Punk the wrestler. I'm a bit annoyed by Phil's antics, but I hate Phil the husband because I want AJ Lee for myself.
Speaking of, where is AJ Lee? Why is AJ Lee not back?
So it's funny. My wife asked me that on Saturday because she's like, "Why is she not in the Women's Rumble?" I think again they're trying to bide their time for this AJ Lee Becky match at Mania. I don't know how they're gonna really get there, but that's got to be what they're going for.
That's got to be the Mania match, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And
y'all didn't bring AJ back to have her do nothing. Like, you had her. I thought AJ was going to come back at the Rumble last year. I thought both her and Becky did, but neither one of those things happened. So when Becky came back at Mania, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And then AJ came back, and they had the match at what was it? Was it WrestlePalooza?
Yeah,
the tag team match
at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, that shit.
And she has not had a match since.
She was in War Games.
War Games, okay.
Oh yeah.
That god awful War Games match. She was hot ass. So I don't
AJ
know.
Lee had probably the biggest return last year.
Oh, absolutely.
That thing broke numbers on YouTube.
Yeah.
People wanting to see her come back, and we've not done anything.
I hate that I'm saying this. Her and her husband deserve each other because they are similar in so many fucking ways. She is really the girl version of him.
And I know at one point they were saying that she was on a book tour. Which okay, cool. I'm fine with that. If that was in her contract and everything like that, cool. But we've not seen her. We haven't seen her. No,
We
we
haven't
saw
seen
her
her since War Games.
after. Wasn't it after War Games that she cost Becky Lynch the Intercontinental Championship?
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yeah,
That was. I
Where
thought
she
that was
did show up
before.
on Raw.
no, I
I
think
think
that
that
was
was after War Games.
after.
Oh, Becky went into War Games as the champion. I mean, I'm gonna check
I
that
think
out.
so because War Games, WrestlePalooza was in October,
Yeah, WrestlePalooza was in
Yeah.
September.
September.
Oh,
War
so
Games,
September.
War
was in
Games was in November.
Right. Oh
Maxine?
no, Maxine won before.
Yeah,
War
because
Game.
that's how they got Becky involved in
Yes.
War Games.
Thank you, T. That's
Because Maxine AJ cost Becky the title, and then later that night Rhea Ripley was like, AJ, let's talk, and that's how AJ got on the team, and then Becky came in to get back at her.
However, it went down when AJ Lee comes back. I'm probably not gonna care because it's just
They're taking too fucking long.
Yeah,
At
they
least
are
if she
taking
comes
a
back
bit
going
long.
after Becky Lynch, like
I'm
losing steam with it.
It's like watching Cope. It's like whenever
steam,
Cope and Christian come back
interest.
It's like whenever Cope and Christian come back to finally get FTR. It's like, bro, that shit happened 6 months ago.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
And if AJ Lee comes back for Becky Lynch and that's our Mania match, they don't need the Intercontinental title to be on the line. It's already a big enough match.
Well, I agree with that, but the fact that they hinted at that when AJ back makes you think that
the problem with that is if Becky ain't the champion, that title is not going on Mania.
Yep.
If Becky was not Lyra's partner at WrestleMania, Lyra was not defending that title at Mania. I stand by it that they didn't need women's,
mid-card
US
titles
or Intercontinental titles.
Oh, I agree.
In my opinion, they don't need women's tag titles because the tag division has been a fucking joke.
Yep.
Y'all barely book your world titles well. And then the problem is y'all have a lot of women, but you don't do anything with half of them. And then when you add these championships, now you're diverting attention from the championships. What happened to, a strong mid-card feud that doesn't involve a title? It's just, okay, I got beef with you. And then after one of us wins the beef, now we're moving on to a title.
And that's like a lost art. It's like you're either I feel that back in the day, you could interchange main event people from mid-card people and it would all be believable. Right now, there's a clear lower card, mid-card, and top of the card.
Yes.
A very, very clear one where it makes no sense if you have somebody here going against somebody here.
It does not feel like a lot of people from that middle level are moving up to that upper level like they should be.
Yep.
Next year, in that main event scene, it should be the Braun Breakers, the Obafemis, the Pentas, the LA Knights.
Yep.
Those type of guys. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, they're already made guys. They need to start putting over these younger talents. First of all, those guys are in their 40s now. They're not going to be here forever.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. This is the question. We had a whole big thing in awe about it yesterday.
My God.
Obafemi absolutely obliterated the War Raiders. What did y'all think of this?
I wasn't mad at it. I watched it back. I wasn't mad at it. If Oba's gonna burst on the main roster, why not have him toss around two big dudes and War Raiders? That's the way I see it. I wasn't mad at it. It made him look impressive, as he should.
Mm-hmm.
It was good for Oba, not good for War Raiders. I felt like they could have did that without hurting the War Raiders or hurting the tag division in general. To me, it proves that they don't care about the tag team division. It's one of those things we already knew, but you don't need to remind us like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my thought about it, I still think the Mania match is going to be Oba versus Brock. I think that's where we're heading. And I'm okay with how Oba debuted. I'm okay with him taking out the War Raiders. Those are two big guys. It's going to show that he is a big-time threat to Brock. The only way for this to work, Oba better beat Brock at Mania.
Oba has to beat Brock.
Yeah, he's got
anything else is catastrophic booking malpractice.
Criminal. It's criminal if he doesn't beat Brock.
Now, the War Raiders, I am a War Raiders fan. I've always been a fan of them, but they have not been used in months. They haven't been used in months. And then we get them on our TV. We're thinking that there's going to be a tag match. Oba comes out with no rhyme or reason to go after them, unless the story is I'm attacking all big white dudes. But if
That
that's the
does
story, then so be it. But
that does
Oba
pose a
comes out
problem
with no
because
rhyme or reason, and he just obliterates them. He picked up Eric like a small child and just launched him forward. Like this
now
man is
that
not
you
300 pounds.
now
Yeah,
that you
that was
mention it,
crazy.
that does pose a problem. If Oba's going after Lesnar, who's the babyface and who's the heel in that?
Well, Lesnar's definitely a heel.
Lesnar's definitely the heel, but how are you going to present Oba as a babyface?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because
That's
like
just gonna have to be one of those
that, him
matches that
beating
it
up the
doesn't
War
matter. It's
Raiders is
just
not the way to get that done.
Especially when War Raiders, I know they
They're baby
upload the
faces.
main event, yeah, and,
Like, you
and they
can-
upload the main
I-
event shows to YouTube.
I mean-
All I see is War Raiders on main event now. I don't even. They're
Yeah.
barely on the main roster right now.
And the kicker about it is watching Oba in NXT the last year, except for whenever he was facing Javon Evans, he was booked as a babyface, which is crazy because nothing about it. He's what I like to call the Randy Orton babyface, where the only thing that makes you a babyface is whoever's eating your finisher that night, because his character didn't change. He's still, got the Oba strut and swagger. It's just who he powerbombing that night. Instead of beating up Dragon Lee and Wes Lee and Trick Williams, he's beating up Theory and Waller and who the fuck else? Ricky Saints. So like now he's if you're gonna book him as a babyface, you need to make that clear. Just because the crowd chants and does the strut with him and they like his music doesn't make him a babyface. You need to actually make that aspect of his character clear. You can do a monster babyface. Like Ryback worked for a reason until they fucked it up.
And Thornton, I'm actually glad that you mentioned Javon Evans too, because he was on the show also, and we saw him face the current El Grande Americano
Kaiser.
So yeah, we all know it's Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, Ludwig Kaiser's ass.
Tiffany's ex.
So, and I'm really just now thinking about it this way, but we had Javon Evans was the Iron Man. He was the longest in the Royal Rumble match. And they turned around and they booked him in a match with Ludwig Kaiser, El Grande Americano, the better version of the two, by the way. But they booked him in a match against El Grande Americano, who we know is heading towards that story following Mania, against the Chad Gable version, the original El Grande Americano.
Right.
Where is Javon Evans heading? Because he was pretty much placed in a match that, now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, I don't like it. He was booked in a match where the bigger story coming out of the match was the two El Grandes.
Well, okay. So the only thing about that is before Javon had been having a program with El Grande Americano. He beat Rayo, he beat Ravo, and then he fought El Grande, but he got injured in the match. So this was just them running that back. So they had to pay that off. And since Chad Gable's already back, it's might as well close one book, open another. So I don't mind the way that they did that. As for what to do with Javon next, I think that he's going to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, he won't win. But regarding WrestleMania, if they're not doing the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, maybe some sort of ladder match for the Intercontinental title or whatever. I mean,
they have to do
that
something.
will require them to get the belt off Dominic Mysterio, which I don't know why they didn't if he was going to be out for a month. Because Dominic and Demon Finn Balor has to be the move for Mania.
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal
is just
it's been that's like a participation trophy at this point. They just throw everybody who didn't make the card in this huge battle royal, and they
SmackDown before Mania.
Yeah. Like apparently the call for it last year, they were going to do a ladder match for the one of the secondary champions. They said that shit on Unreal, and I was like, cool. You get a ladder match, you put a bunch of guys on the card,
right?
You get them the WrestleMania spotlight. Like,
did they do
you can do that.
Oh, they said it on Unreal. You said,
yeah. They had a whiteboard where they had like a bunch of matches that they originally proposed for WrestleMania, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. from what I've seen on Unreal, whatever plans they have are a lot better than the shit that they end up doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
The little
for
bit that I
example,
have seen, I agree.
I agree.
the original King of the Ring final was going to be Cody Rhodes and Rusev. At some point, they soured on Rusev, and he ain't been the same since. I don't know what it is, but like, I'm over here like, bro, you sat home and collected checks from Tony Khan for 2 years to get back to doing this.
Rusev is on main event. Main event is the AEW Rampage, like towards the dying.
It's Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah, exactly. It's velocity. It's all of those superstars.
It's velocity. It's heat.
Shotgun.
Shotgun Saturday night.
Yeah, it's
one
all
of the
of
worst
those
shows ever. Shotgun Saturday Night. That's one of the worst shows of all time.
WWE tries the Attitude Era.
The
WWE tries to mimic ECW. That's what it was.
All right, let's talk about, and I think this is where we're going to be, some of us may disagree with each other. Let's talk about that street fight. Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer.
You mean the one where Raquel cracked the table instead of going through it?
Yeah.
Man, when I watched it back, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because I did see it when I was doing DoorDash deliveries with my wife. But I was like, that didn't just happen. I was like, what?
I knew it was going to go wrong when they set the table up. It was too close to the turnbuckle. I'm like, she's going to roll right off that motherfucker.
I'm okay. I'm probably in the minority for sure here, but I actually wanted Raquel to win, and I'm a huge Stephanie Vaquer fan. But I think the better story, if Liv Morgan is going after the women's world title on Raw, is
Liv versus Raquel.
Yeah.
They've been connected at the hip for so long, and the way Liv eliminated Raquel at the Rumble would, as if you ignore the fact that Raquel already had a title shot and shouldn't have been in the Rumble in the first place, would have been perfect if you had Liv help Raquel beat Stephanie for the title. Raquel gets mad at Liv because remember, Raquel told her stay in the back.
Stay in the back. Yep.
Yeah, stay in the back.
And then Liv, turns on Raquel, which turns Raquel babyface. And now you've got that match set for Mania. That would have made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It would have sucked for Stephanie, but I can see how somebody would be like, this is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I felt that was a perfect time to start getting that story together and essentially break up the Judgment Day, because the Judgment Day, if I'm being 100% honest, the Judgment Day ain't nothing without those three women. You take them out of the equation, the Judgment Day is going to fall.
The Judgment Day is a female faction at this point.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while. Even when Rhea was in that.
Carlito was fired. JD's on the shelf. Dominic just came back and apparently is more occupied with AAA. And Finn is doing whatever the hell Finn is doing. The real story right now is Raquel, Roxanne, and Liv. Mainly Liv and Raquel. To be honest, I'm thankful the Judgment Day is still there because it has given Roxanne Perez something to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Without that group, I don't think she'd be on TV as frequently as she has been over the last year.
At all.
Yeah, I agree. No.
So, the group eats up a lot of segments on Raw, but that gives a lot of opportunity.
And you know what? Real quick, I just want to ask, unless I missed something. So we had a few weeks ago where Stephanie came out. She was wearing that boot. There was something with her ankle. Raquel attacked her that week, and then the following week targeting that ankle. And if I'm not mistaken, Stephanie just randomly showed back up and attacked Raquel one day without the boot on her ankle.
She had already had the boot because her I don't know if it was like a bruise or she had rolled her ankle or something. It was a minor injury that was like probably 2 or 3 weeks at best.
Okay.
So she healed up from it, and that's when she popped up at Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah, because they did hype that up like that was gonna be something, but then she ended up coming back.
If she was seriously,
it was something like that they were saying, oh, she might need surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah, if she needed surgery, that title would have been gone.
Oh, absolutely.
So we had the match. Stephanie ends up winning, and then Liv ends up attacking Stephanie. So to me, it's clear as day that Liv Morgan is going after Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So does Stephanie keep the title going into Mania, or do we think that she drops it? There's a better story there outside
I,
of Liv and Stephanie. There's a
there's
better
yeah,
story.
there's absolutely a better
Yeah,
story to tell. Like, truth
absolutely.
be told, there's not really much you can do. There's not much connection between Liv and Stephanie.
At all.
No.
Like I don't know any interaction they've had before this.
Stephanie's rise was while Liv was injured.
Yeah,
Liv
exactly.
and her have
And
barely had any
Stephanie
interaction.
was my wrestler of the year last year. It's just that when Hunter put her on Raw, he barely had her on television.
Yep.
And then when he finally put the belt on her, he had her feuding with Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, like, Stephanie's reign, it's a problem I have with a lot of these title reigns Hunter books, where they'll be like, well, they've been champion for like 100 days. Yeah, that's because they haven't been doing shit for 80.
Exactly. That happens too long. That's
You
one thing.
you put a title on a champion and then you bench them. Like, he did it with Io last year. There was a whole 2-month period when Io was champion and she was not wrestling on TV. And I'm over here like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and that's a trend. I was just about to say that's a trend that's been happening with these title reigns.
Jade wins the title, doesn't defend it.
Perfect
Finn Balor and
example.
JD won the tag titles, didn't defend it.
Julia in
Julia,
her second reign now.
Julia is women's U.S. champion. I think she
Chelsea
defended against
Green.
Zelina Vega one time, which Zelina Vega, God bless her heart, but child, no one's taking you seriously.
Yeah. Oh,
even without the shitty theme music. She bad as a motherfucker though. Aleister Black.
Hell yeah, she knows she fine.
I'll eat that black mess, but Aleister Black, we got to fight over that.
Man. All right, here we go. The big part of the night that it's been a long time since any segment in WWE has had me on the edge of my seat. The way this promo had me on the edge of my seat. We had a master class.
Yes, we did.
With Roman Reigns and CM Punk showing everybody in that locker room, everybody in AEW, everybody in TNA, this is how you build a WrestleMania, well, a main event, whatever.
It only took one night.
Battle for Glory.
Yep, only
this
one.
This is how you build, and this is how you sell this pay-per-view. And they put on a promo class for the ages.
They had 14 years of history to draw from.
Exactly.
And clearly what Roman said on that podcast last week, he was like, y'all need to step it up. Clearly that was in character, and it obviously was leading to this. Like, they had history to go off of. They referenced, Cole Cabana's podcast and the butterfly effect that has had on wrestling over the last decade. Like, the amount of lives that podcast between Punk and Cole Cabana has had was crazy. And we're still finding out the depths of the branches, of how deep that branch is out. I didn't even think about, Punk says something about Roman. Maybe that's why fans started shitting on Roman.
Yeah, that didn't really dawn on me until I thought about it earlier. I'm like, man, that had so many ripple effects.
Because whose matches were getting them CM Punk chants the most in? Roman Reigns.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that tracks, and you can tell there's a bit of reality in there. It's obvious that they legitimately do not like each other. Yep. And I think Punk likes working with people who hate him because it brings out a more visceral side of him. Like, Rollins can't stand him, Drew McIntyre can't stand him, Roman Reigns can't stand him. But I bet you that he likes working with him because, like, oh, you hate me? Good. This is gonna make for good television. He'll do business. He will do business. Like, I think that's why he tried to pitch a whole deal with the Elite when he was in AEW, because he knew they legit don't like each other, but he saw the dollar signs.
Exactly.
He knows that type of beef, that Edge and Matt Hardy beef, that's dollar signs. That's money.
Exactly.
Punk understands the big picture and is willing to put his ego to the side to make it happen.
That promo, there was so much raw emotion, and you could tell it was raw emotion, but they stayed tame at the same time.
Yeah,
they were professional about it.
Punk is usually a good promo. That was the best promo I've ever heard from Roman Reigns, bar none.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely up there with some of his ones against Cena, against Cody, but with Punk, he took it to another level. The fact that Punk straight up came out there, didn't even acknowledge Roman, was talking to Finn Balor, that shit got me. I'm in the
Roman
car
looked at
like,
him like,
what?
you I know
Yeah, he
you
looked
didn't just
like, you
interrupt me to
talking
go
about
talk to
Finn
somebody
Balor?
else.
Yeah.
And the fact that they all have so much history, and Seth and Roman are pretty much in the same boat when it comes to being on the opposite side of the coin, because the entire Shield was pretty much attacked
Yeah,
when CM Punk initially walked out back in 2014 or whatever year it was.
What's crazy is since he's come back, he's feuded with all three of them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been seeing that post circulate all day, and I'm like, yeah, it's
He's
great
like, one thing's still the same. Everybody in the Shield hates CM Punk. I'm like,
exactly.
damn.
But to your point,
and I think with go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
To T's point, like that's what makes Punk great is that he's like, hey, if we got real life beef, let's make money from it. Let's feud, make money from it. And
if you gonna hate me, let's make money off of you hating me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, that's a unique business strategy because I don't know a lot of people who have the balls to do some shit like that.
And I think that they have made up to a certain extent. I know that there's still the feelings are lingering because Roman's promo almost seemed like a shoot promo.
That's the best kind.
Seemed like a shoot.
That's how you do a work shoot.
Yep. And I do think they've made up. They probably are able to coexist just fine in the back and talk and everything
absolutely.
like that.
First of all, clearly, aside from their personal feelings, these are two professionals. Roman is a professional. Punk is a professional. I'm pretty sure everything they said in that promo was discussed beforehand. This ain't no, workers' rights type deal. Roman ain't Hangman.
It's gonna be good. This whole leading into this match, the promo battles that we're about to get, even when CM Punk is there by himself with Roman not being at the shows, it's gonna be good. We're about to see some of the best stories.
The best stories have a bit of reality woven into them, especially when it comes to Roman. Roman's best feuds have had, long histories to go off of. Everything with the Usos and the Bloodline, his whole deal with Seth Rollins, how that tied into him losing the title to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Like, it's all the chair shot where he was like, he had the choice to hit Seth or hit Cody. And he's like, I've been owing Seth this shit for a good 10 years. Let me go get his ass. And how it cost him the championship. And it's like, there's a lot of history to go off of between the two of them. It may not have been at the forefront the entire time, but it's there. And it makes it a lot more interesting. In addition to these two being two of the biggest stars in the company. Because, Roman is a made man and CM Punk is going to be a hit no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
Right.
That dude, he's a draw. No matter how you feel about him as a fan, that man is a draw. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He's a money maker. He is a ticket seller.
Now here is something that, and we talked about it a little bit before we jumped into the studio, but SmackDown is in 2 days, and they have to follow what Raw closed with. And there is absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that we are going to get to what happened with Orton.
Oh shit! I don't know where. Yeah.
I guess we can finish it out real quick. Oh, there he goes. There's no doubt that we're gonna get to the end of SmackDown on Friday, and that we're all gonna be like, "Is this it? Is this all we're getting?"
Yeah. Oh, for sure,
dude. That's SmackDown on a regular day. SmackDown's not a good show. I don't expect them to come anywhere near that.
And I think they'd have a hard time to, even with 3 hours, as we've all said countless times, like they can't always do well with those 3 hours. Like it takes them much more to make their 3 hours good with Raw's 2.5.
Yep.
So
I'm just hoping that SmackDown does something, do something to get us excited for your side, because both Rumble winners are going after the Raw titles. Jacob and Cody are still beefing, and Drew is back in the mix again.
They're starting the Elimination Chamber qualifiers next week, so if they're doing that, they just need to have them all on SmackDown. Because I don't see any point of having Raw superstars competing for a SmackDown title.
Yep.
Well,
And
unless they're doing
W-
the like thing where they like silently move people over, that I could see. But even then, we know it's likely going to be Cody or Jacob in the mix. So that
Mhm.
almost seems pointless to even try to incorporate any Raw wrestlers.
I do think that the Elimination Chamber has been a mix, though, for the past few years of Raw and SmackDown superstars. It's just who they want to pick to win.
Right. And that's the thing that they sometimes keep consistent, but sometimes they don't. It seems like they're better more in recent years with that, but not really like
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah, that. Oh, man. I know we wanted to talk about NXT. We're already over our time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess real quick we can kind of touch on it.
I'm sorry.
I
I don't know what was going on with that there.
Oh, you all good?
But yeah. So what was I saying? It's SmackDown's just not really that good of a show. And if they're gonna do the Elimination Chamber matches, then they're gonna need they should just have SmackDown superstars in them.
Yeah, agreed. The we were about to do a quick NXT just
Yep,
rundown real quick of
yeah.
the little bit that we saw.
Because I believe in Joe Hendry.
That
I believe
was
in our
Yeah.
in our new NXT champion.
Sir. Yes.
that was the only real key takeaway that I
I was about to say that before T came
I don't
back.
remember
Like,
shit else on that show.
I mean, everything else, yeah.
it was
Nah.
kind of a blur.
I-
I know they're trying to sell this Tony D'Angelo returning thing, and that
Oh,
promo just
God.
didn't do it for me.
It
It did
I guess
nothing for me.
Robert Stone got promoted to GM.
I'm not
They did say interim. They do keep saying interim GM.
Oh, interim, which means they're
Yeah.
working on a replacement. Ava did just dip out of nowhere.
Yep.
It kind of sucked because Ava finally grew into the role, and
She did.
The
She
deal
really
with
did.
her and Ethan Page and Blake Monroe and some of the other wily
Yeah.
characters was starting to grow on me.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
she had
like
natural
Ava as a
chemistry with
GM. Hey, if William Regal is still with that company, which we know
Bruh,
he is, bring him
get
back.
Regal back
Bring
in
him
there.
back.
Yeah, bring Regal back.
Bring him back.
Bring William Regal back. Like one of his kids is on the roster anyway.
I
Right.
think that I know some of the people within our inner circle you know they're rocking with NXT right now. For me, once this last big call up happened, there's nobody really aside from Joe Hendry, Ricky Starks, and Ethan Page. Nobody really outside of those three is sticking out to me just yet.
They're in a rebuilding phase. The women's division is still strong. Blake Monroe is definitely due for a call up, but you know, they've got Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Fatal Influence, you know, and I prefer Fallon Henley over JC Jane, of course. Zarya, you know, they still have a very strong women's division. The men's division is what needs work. Cause like
the men's ass.
You look at who was in that ladder match.
That we're about to see Joe Hendry versus Ricky Starks for the next like 6 months.
I can get with Joe Hendry and Ricky Starks. Starks is, you know, getting into his heel bag, which is where he's at his best. Joe Hendry is a lovable baby face, and probably at this point, who's more popular than he is at NXT right now.
Yep.
The rest of the guys in the match, you know, Jackson Drake was in his bag in that match.
He was, and I didn't, you know, I kind of wrote him off at first.
When I look at him, I don't see much, but then I watch him work, and I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker can go.
Yeah,
you know.
And I'm assuming that now that well, I don't even think he was in the ladder match. Was Miles Bourne wasn't even in the ladder match, right?
No, he lost to Deion Lennox, beat him to qualify. So
that's right.
Miles is beefing with Ethan Page, I think. So I think that's going to be the match for Vengeance Day for the North American title.
And I think they need to hurry up. I think Miles Bourne is winning. Get Ethan Page up to SmackDown.
Absolutely.
Like yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
SmackDown is in desperate need of some top heels, and Ethan Page will be he is exactly what that show needs, especially with Chelsea Green on there.
That's actually surprising that I think Chelsea Green was a much better women's United States champion than Julia, just off of a booking standpoint.
Oh, whoever booked Julia's
Oh,
title
for
reign,
sure.
her first run, whoever booked that needs to never be allowed to book again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
And when Chelsea Green won it, it was her second reign when she beat Julia to get her second reign. I thought that was going to lead to Ethan Page joining her
Same.
on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Same.
me
And
too.
it didn't happen. And now the title just hot
When it-
potatoed back to Julia.
Yeah. At this point, it's who I'm convinced that whoever booked Julia's title reign does not understand who she is. Like, people like to talk about, cutting promos and charisma, this and all that. Some people get over because they're just really good fucking wrestlers. Lyra Valkyria is an example. You can get over. Not everybody has to be, a promo machine. Some people can get over by being good, really good fucking wrestlers. If you let them wrestle on television and let them wrestle in very good matches, they can get over. Io Sky got over by just being a good fucking wrestler. Name one memorable Io Sky promo.
None.
The one I can think of was that time she called Asuka a bitch, and that was like 4 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her and Asuka were arguing in Japanese. That shit was funny.
Yep.
But like, Io is over as fuck because they appreciate that she's a great fucking wrestler. Bell the Bell, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world.
I agree. Yeah.
So like, it's one of the reasons why her title reign annoyed the fuck out of me, because Hunter put the belt on her, and then after WrestleMania, she wasn't doing shit because they were too busy having people competing King of the Ring and Money in the Bank shit. I'm like, no, let that woman wrestle on television. Let her have competitive matches with women who are gunning for her championship. Rhea Ripley should have been on her ass for months.
We are in a situation where both of the women's mid-card titles, they're pointless. Even though Becky Lynch is holding one of them.
I said that when they came up with them.
Yeah, and I agree. I remember I agreed with you, T. I'm like, they shouldn't have did this.
I didn't want them either.
They don't need them. They need to stabilize the world title scene first.
Exactly.
I get it, equal opportunity for women, but it's like, bro, the booking of your women is not consistent with the men. The men's upper, main event scene is deeper than the women's. And when y'all have all these championships, you have a lot of women, but there's only few that you actually do with something with. And then when you split those focuses down to different championships, now you got a bunch of women gunning after the tag team titles, and Stephanie Vakura is beefing with the third most popular woman in the Judgment Day.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm curious if Chelsea Green losing the United States Championship again is Chelsea Green, even though it wasn't much of a fight, she put up the best fight that I've seen so far against Jay Cargill. Since Jay Cargill has been champion. It still was a squash match. It just wasn't as big of a squash.
I don't like that Chelsea was fighting Jay in the first place, because you had one champion kill the other.
Yeah.
Right.
We already know that U.S. title is a secondary championship. Don't book them in a match to prove that.
Well, wasn't she had already lost the title to Julia, I think, though.
Already?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was after.
Because as soon as Chelsea had her celebration when she won the belt back from Julia, that's when Jade squashed her the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that correctly.
All right, leave on.
Oh. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I thought that was the case.
That thing, but I am running low on time, unfortunately. So, y'all got any? Do we have any last minute things?
I think the only last minute thing I had was Keanu Carver in NXT. I don't know what they see in him.
Obafemi from Wish.
Yeah.
We need a new big hulking black guy.
He's a big, huge, strong guy, and I think that's the only thing that they see.
I'm less offended by Shiloh Hill wrestling in jeans.
Oh God!
Although the part where he did the stilts thing with the ladder, that was I thought that was all right. I thought that was pretty good.
Kofi Kingston did it better, but hey, I digress.
I thought that, oh man, this week in particular, it's becoming a trend where the Raws after a PLE are better than the PLE itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yep.
It's a big trend going on. I will say that even though I initially was upset that Roman won the Rumble, and that's because, like I said, I wish the Rumble would be used to help move people into the main event that haven't been able to get there.
Yeah.
But after that promo, between him and Punk, hey, just injected into my veins.
Exactly. Yes. Like at that point, yeah.
They sold us on that in one night. Extremely well done job.
Yep.
But I'm gonna get off because my battery's dying and my connection is as well.
Oh, no worries. No, I think we got a good, solid first episode under us, fellas.
I think so too.
Hell
Wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. All right, great chatting with you guys. I will catch you soon, and we'll check you out in the group chat.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.